It might help if I imagine the ideal scene of an analogy for conducting my trading. Naturally, the idea of harvesting came to mind, and I began to build the image of an ideal garden in my head. I love the concept of a calm and nurturing place where I would be influenced by a natural world, but also be able to plant something and harvest the results. Now, the analogy of tending a garden to trading isn't perfect, but it's close enough for my purposes. The garden offers the notion of preparing the soil, planting seeds, having them germinate, tilling out the weeds, watering, monitoring the sun and rain, and being aware of pests and critters that might prey on the garden. All these activities can be loosely correlated with trading activities. Deciding on the right planting seasons, weather, and can be compared to reviewing chart patterns. For example, the top-down or bottom-up analysis, and even market responsiveness. Preparing the soil and laying out the garden can be correlated to finding chart patterns. I tend to view planting seeds as taking a position, and the risky germination period as a time before the market position can be adjusted to break even. The garden is then harvested as the plants grow and conditions change within the garden, just as one might apply the exits on a position. Note that I view a garden not as a farm or commercial enterprise, but rather as a place where I want to spend time and enjoy the surroundings and find peace and tranquility. All I care about is the process of finding patterns, making quality entries, and harvesting ours. This is not a place for dollars or thinking about making or losing money. It's really about being calm and consistent. Of course, like any gardener, I have goals for harvesting fruits and vegetables, but the threshold of ours is very reasonable. For example, 2 hours per week or 5 hours per month. I don't try to achieve higher levels of ours, but rather rely on position sizing, i.e. planting higher grade seeds or more exotic fruits and vegetables. I know that some of my plants won't survive, and I'll take losses, but that's simply the part of gardening, and I actually really fully embrace those losses. I know that if I'm consistent in my gardening, the probabilities are in my favor. I don't start tearing out carrots or picking strawberries before they mature, just because they don't seem to be growing fast enough. I let nature take its course, enjoying the time spent in my garden, feeling cool, calm, and collected. At times, it can almost feel boring. Each day and each week is a new experience, and I don't look back, but rather I focus on quality gardening and consistency. So you're probably wondering, why did I pick a garden as an alternative world in which to do my trading? And the reason is because it allows me to easily imagine comparable life situations. And if during my trading, my thoughts or emotions pull me out of the moment, I can visualize myself in a real world situation, and it will guide me back into a cool and calm, confident mental state. I found that the garden analogy has helped me to quickly adjust my thinking and perspective as I trade. I was a bit astonished that these mental state challenges would arise even after having given substantial thought to my beliefs and mental state. The key was being aware and actually tracking these positions within the context of actual trade activities. And I know many of you know, to a large extent, Van Tharp was an advocate of addressing beliefs in psychology before encouraging students to begin actual trading. I have great admiration for his work with trader psychology and his mantra that you trade your beliefs and not the market. But as Gabriel has discussed, it may be more productive to address beliefs and mental state as one learns to trade. Otherwise, you may feel that you've addressed your psychological issues only to find out that once you start trading, these issues begin to crop up again in surprising ways and sabotage your trading execution process. Of course, this process is one of individual development, and I know that each of you has your own path and strategies for achieving an ideal mental state for trading. I wish all of you the very best in your journey, and in the meantime, you'll find me sitting calmly in my garden while trading. Important concept I would just mention is really believing that you have an edge, and I think with our systems and the trend following that we have, I strongly believe in that edge. And if you believe in that, then as you go into the trading process, the risk is limited, and you get to a point where you just embrace the risk as part of the trade. And you have to develop that concept of trust in that, I think, to really be able to feel in the zone and kind of correspond with the market.